Hi greedy 3Ders. The Gaahleri Aventus tailor-made airbrush is what happens when someone at Gaahleri decided that an airbrush shouldn't just spray paint, it should also express your innermost artistic soul. Instead of picking up a plain chrome airbrush like everybody else on the planet, you get to choose your own body colour, your own handle colour, and even laser engrave your name or a short message onto it. Yes, if you've ever wanted an airbrush that proudly proclaims that this is absolutely my airbrush, then this is finally your moment. The unboxing is all part of the drama. It's an elegant part of the Gaahleri Aventus experience. Take the case for instance. For the tailor-made Aventus, Gaahleri doesn't just throw it in a cheap box. Oh no, you get a bespoke aluminium carrying case that feels just as premium as the airbrush itself. It's cold, sleek and decidedly expensive feeling. Another small but poignant detail for me are the two small bolts that hold the slidable lid in place. Undo these, slide the lid sideways and voila, you are in. Inside this opulent outer case, the airbrush is housed alongside its essential supporting components. These include a moisture trap designed to sit in line between your air source, your compressor and the airbrush. Its primary function to catch any water or condensation that builds up in the compressed air, preventing it from reaching and potentially damaging or interfering with the airbrush's delicate components, especially the nozzle and needle, of course. There are two gravity fluid cups, a 1/10 ounce and a 1/5 ounce, a quick disconnect male fitting, and a 0.4mm needle nozzle cap. Plus there's an extra wide range air cap. Now my airbrush was pre-installed with a 0.2mm needle and nozzle, and it sits front and centre, just amazing in my chosen colour scheme. Gaahleri offers the Aventus in a number of pre-made theme colours, each one carefully chosen to evoke a certain mood or aesthetic. Among the notable options are the Black Aurora, which gives a sleek and powerful look, the Crimson Crown, a rich wine red, Verdant Ombre with its deep green and amber tones, and one of my favourites of the standalone colours, the Midnight Tide, and the Titan Mist, a cool metallic grey that feels quite calm and very high-tech. But where the Aventus really shines in terms of colour is with its tailor-made section. Instead of being limited to a few fixed themes, you can mix and you can match. Gaahleri gives you 10 anodised body colour options, 10 handle tail colours, all in a very fine 150 mesh satin finish. That means over 100 different possible combinations, letting you build an airbrush that truly reflects your personal style. Speaking of my chosen colour scheme, this is a really cool aspect of the Aventus that speaks to Gaahler's ambition to make the brush more than just a tool. They want it to be yours. The ability to engrave the body of the tailor-made Aventus edition adds a deeply personal touch that elevates it into something like a craft instrument and a keepsake all in one. When you go on the tailor-made route, Gaahleri lets you etch up to 15 characters into the body of the airbrush. It could be your name, a date, or your favourite phrase, whatever resonates with you. But it's not just one font fits all. You actually have a choice of 4 different fonts, from more modern and clean to a more expressive, stylised look. So your engraving can reflect again your personality. The engraving is done by laser, which means clean, precise lines, and Gaahleri describes it as etched by laser into the Aventus body as a seal of personalisation, making it feel like a signature or a badge of ownership. And speaking of ownership, each tailor-made Aventus gets a uniquely engraved serial number on a collective badge. It's like a little certificate that your airbrush is one of a kind, almost like a little birth certificate. Having your name or a custom message laser etched onto the aluminium also adds a subtle elegance. It doesn't dominate the design, but it's there and it feels intentional. Because the body is anodised in a satin finish, and Gaahleri uses something like a 150 mesh finish, this engraving doesn't look flashy, but it's definitely legible and classy. What really sets the Aventus apart further is that all of this customisation isn't tacked onto a mediocre tool. The body is a slick CNC machined aluminium shell with a satin anodised finish that feels like you're holding a precision writing instrument rather than a hobby tool. Crafted from aerospace grade aluminium and refined through an advanced anodising process, resulting in a body that's durable, corrosion resistant, perfectly balanced and, after all, unique to you. What's it like to use? After all, it's an airbrush first and a work of art second. Well, at the heart of the Aventus lies its new teardrop trigger. When you pull the trigger, you're greeted with a surprisingly immediate, precise response. Rather than using a bulky, clunky lever, Gaahleri designed a teardrop-shaped main lever that mirrors the body's smooth, curved design. The ergonomic shape isn't just for aesthetics. Whether you use your thumb or an index finger, the trigger nestles naturally under your digit, so your motion remains intuitive and fluid. Gaahleri explicitly claim that there is zero lag responsiveness, thanks to a base structure engineered to deliver rapid feedback. The responsiveness matters a great deal in practice because the trigger reacts so cleanly. Very small adjustments translate into a fine control. You can back off the trigger slightly to feather in gentle shading, or push it more decisively to deliver a steady burst of paint. And the feel remains consistent thanks to that refined mechanical connection. Flow control is tightly linked with the trigger movement. As you depress and pull back, you're simultaneously controlling air and paint flow. Common, of course, to double action trigger brushes of this kind. But the Aventus build invites a very precise dance between how far you pull and how hard you press. The modular CNC milled body helps here. It's very stable in your hand, which supports deliberate, consistent movement. One of the core innovations that complements the trigger behaviour is the vortex nozzle system. Rather than just blasting air straight through Gaahlerie's design, it spirals the airflow into a vortex immediately before it exits the nozzle. The effect of that is a much smoother, more uniform mist, even when you're working at lower pressures. And in terms of movement, that means you don't need to gun the compressor to get clean atomisation. You can rely on subtle trigger manipulations and still achieve fine, delicate control. Now, the Aventus also comes with a dual calibre setup, a 0.2mm pre-installed on mine and a 0.4mm needle stroke nozzle combo in the box. In practice, this gives you two modes of trigger movement behaviour. With the 0.2mm, you're likely to be working lightly, gently, making micro adjustments, maybe doing the finer details on your Space Marine. With a 0.4mm, you can pull the trigger more confidently to flood broader areas without losing control. Gaahlerie's own spray tests demonstrate that even with the larger nozzle, the atomisation stays remarkably consistent across the strokes. All told though, the Aventus presents itself as a genuine evolution in airbrush design. It blends high precision engineering, thoughtful ergonomics and aesthetic customisation in a way that feels very deliberate. If you want a tool that performs at a professional level, whilst also reflecting your personal style, the Aventus is a serious contender for you to consider, and one that seems built to define a new generation of airbrushes. And if you're looking maybe for a customised keepsake for someone in the hobby, maybe a gift, then you may have found that perfect gift for them. Do you know, I don't think I've ever had an airbrush company that spent so much effort on its presentation as well as the mechanical function of the airbrush, and there's no doubt that the Gaahleri Aventus it ticks both boxes. As an airbrush itself, it's perfectly functional. It works really, really well. You can see that it's been well built. It's well constructed. All the tolerances are nice and tight. Nothing rattles on it. It feels heavy in your hand. It feels well constructed. And when you've seen me airbrushing with it, that's just a snippet of what I've done with it. It works perfectly. I've got no problems with that at all. And to be fair, I've had Gaahleri airbrushes in the past from quite a while back, and I've never had a problem with a Gaahleri. Gaahleri? How do you pronounce it? Is it Gaahleri? Is it Gaahleri? I really don't know. I'm leading towards Gaahleri because I've always said it, but let me know in the comments if I've got that completely wrong. Using my 0.2mm airbrush needle rather, it's worked fine. My usual go-to is the Mobius 0.2 from Gaahleri, and I've used that now for quite a while and it's been really good. This one is absolutely fine. 0.4mm as well. I did swap them over and try it. It's just as you would expect. You get a bit more of a flow out of it. It works absolutely fine. No real dramas swapping them over. I think the thing that sets this apart from anything else, as I've said, is the fact that it's presented so well. They put so much effort into how it looks. It's almost like a double-edged sword, you know, because for the first time ever after using this airbrush, firstly, I didn't want to get it dirty. Can you believe that? So when I'd finished using it, I got an earbud and I cleaned every little nook and cranny in it because it's so lovely. It's almost like a work of art and you don't want to get it dirty. Most of my airbrushes, you've seen my man cave, are covered in paint and they're lying there, and I clean them after every use, of course I do. As much as you need to get away with it, and then I do a big clean occasionally. But with this one, I wanted to make sure it was pristine, and that's something that's never happened to me before. Is it overkill for what it is? Well, yeah and nay, I guess. The cheaper $20–30 airbrushes work fine if you're only going to be using them for an hour once a week. why spend an awful lot of money on something if you're not going to be using them a long time? It's like going to the shops in a car. You can go in an old banger, or you can go in a brand new Mercedes. If you have to do it every day and your journey is 10 miles every day, it's better to go in the Merc. But if you're just going up the road once a week, any old banger will get you there and back. The difference with this airbrush is this is the Merc. This is the beautiful looking thing. This is the one you'll want to stroke gently and look at and breathe deeply when you pick it up, because it's yours, it's engraved to you, it's your colour scheme. All those things are great. But for me, I don't want to use it. I don't want to get it dirty, which is really, really weird. As I said, there's no doubt mechanically it works really well. It looks really awesome. And I guess this is a good time of year for Gaahleri to release it, because we're coming up to Christmas. If you're looking for a prezi for maybe your tabletop gamer partner, your Warhammer partner, or somebody that does nails, anything that uses an airbrush, what a lovely gift at Crimbo, getting it engraved and a colour scheme that they are going to like. And it's not too expensive. I think in the sale at the moment it's between 150, 170 quid ish. Plus, of course, you've got the standard colours that I believe if you order one of the standard 5 colours, you can get that a bit quicker. But the detailed tailor-made one will take a little bit longer to get to you, understandably so as well, because obviously it's got to be tailor-made for you, hasn't it? Now, I'm not here to tell you to buy it. That's not what I do here. What I do on the channel is show you the product, and then it's up to you to decide whether this is right for you or not. I like to try to give you as much information as I can so that you can make that educated decision on whether this tailor-made Aventus or the Aventus is right for you. And you know, so that's down to you guys to make that decision. I'd be interested to hear what you think in the comments, whether you like what you see, whether you don't like what you see, whether you think it's overkill, whether you think it's absolutely amazing. Let me know. The thing with Gaahleri, and from the time that I talked to them, the stuff that they sent me, they are so passionate about their airbrushes and their equipment. Don't forget their paints as well. Their paints are absolutely wonderful, and I've done a whole review on their paints, so make sure you go and check that out. But they're so passionate in what they do, and that shines through in not only their communication but also in the products that they send me. Look at the presentation box of this. That is just incredible, isn't it? Really incredible. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you like what you see today, you can help the channel along a little bit by just giving it a push by subscribing. It's free, it's quick, it's simple, and that means so much to the channel. If you like and share as well, that's another way you can share the Greedy 3D word a little bit wider. But we do have a Patreon. It's free at point of entry if you want it to be. If you want to support the channel a little bit more, you can pay a couple of pounds a month into that, and that will go back into the channel. I've got to buy all sorts of things, some extra microphones and stuff like that, which don't come free and cheap, as you can imagine. So anything that comes back in goes back out to the channel. Please leave me a comment, please share it, let me know what you think. I'm really interested. That's my favourite part of this job, is to listen to what you guys have to say, good and bad, as long as it's constructive. Thanks for watching, and I will see you real soon. We've got some printer reviews coming up. We've got other bits and pieces coming up. So if you're into 3D printing, if you're into all the stuff that surrounds that, make sure you hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of the videos. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time on Greedy 3D.